least I'll make my Thanksgiving deadline.
The Christmas bonus in it for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's your
Bonus.
$1.98 in royalties. Eric, I think you earned $1.89 the last quarter. Would you like me to bank it for you and
Just hold on to that.
put it on your tab?
Yeah, just put it on my.
Put it in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is forever. Oh, you guys don't
It's
know.
going somewhere.
You guys don't know how deep I am into crypto right now. It's ridiculous.
That's why I made my joke, actually.
Oh, really? Because you know that I would be there?
You mentioned something like, I don't know, a month ago or something like that. Oh, yeah, I'm never.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
But you promised me you weren't doing the Doge.
I was doing the Doge at the time. I made $2,000 off of it.
Ooh,
That is how I did the Doge, and then I jumped and watched it fall like a rock. No, actually, I lost $300 and then I jumped. There you
I'm wondering what to do with my Amazon stock from 2004.
go.
Jeez.
Are you
I'm
You
thinking
really
about
have some?
buying an island. I hear Epstein's isn't occupied.
And it's got its own dungeons. It's perfect.
You're ready for your own role-playing adventure.
Flying everyone in. Don't mind the cameras and the press.
Yeah, what's that? What's that? Oh, he just handed out this little pamphlet that says the most dangerous game. I don't know what that means. I'm going to go visit that island.
Yeah, right?
I gotta find this out.
Yeah.
What did I read that quote in? Was it the Fangs Over Cardington module about hunting people?
Yeah,
Okay.
by
I knew I read that quote today.
Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, was he the one that said the quote originally?
yeah. What's the
I
word?
remember reading that story for the first time, and it just blew my mind.
Which story?
The most dangerous game.
Most dangerous game.
Oh, okay.
Lara's saying hello.
Hello, Laura.
Hello, Laura.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey, Laura.
I'm all dressed up, so
Let's see it.
Okay.
Nice.
oh, I don't look much different than I did last time, do I?
Laura chic.
Maybe this is just how I look.
You know,
I haven't-
Oh, that.
a robe's a robe.
Yeah, right. That's a jacket, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. My son uses it like a
spotted
jacket.
hoodie. for a long way
How's
off.
that?
But I'm
That's
from
a
New
little
York.
different, isn't it?
There we
There you
go.
go. Just keep it real, girl.
Yeah. Oh, it's tattooed on my back.
Keep it
I've
real.
got Thug Life tattooed across my belly.
Oh, what do you have tattooed?
Thug Life.
Oh,
I can't read it because it's facing down right now.
That's right. And the letters at this point are really spread apart.
What is that?
Let me see it when you bent over.
John has a T and an H.
Oh my word. Okay, well, you guys are having too much fun. I'm just here to report on Darnell
Mm.
situation. So I'll only be a second. So it's going to
No
cost.
worries.
I am going to go and take some dishes to an. Oh, my dog.
An undisclosed
Did you get your-
location.
Did you get your email, Ken?
Ooh.
They say your email. Dun, 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 dun. Burgundia,
Email.
Chapter 2, Rising Darkness.
Yes.
Ooh. Ding. Why, yes, I have, John. That's not long ago.
For your reading pleasure.
Thank you. I like you say feedback is a gift.
It is.
It's a returnable gift.
Absolutely. Always regiftable.
Yeah, regiftable.
I look at it as a buffet. I take what I like and I pass by the rest.
Bye, Laura.
I better stop reading. I'm reading.
Hey, no
Cool.
reading books on game night.
I know, right?
That's a hard
John,
ask.
spoiler. Well, it's not my turn. I've got 15 minutes.
Right? I mean,
This is
what could possibly happen?
better than keeping 6 windows of porn up there while Blanca and Danny are off on an adventure.
Hey, that's inspiration material, mister.
Yes, I have to stay focused and in character.
That's right. That's why we're in swimwear.
That's the best part is
Yes.
the food porn that goes along with it.
Oh. I actually stumbled across anime tentacle porn. I could probably have gone my whole life without ever seeing that.
Wait, it's your first time?
Yeah.
What?
This is
like,
old.
how
This is old
old are
news
you?
for Ken, I guess.
I'm just saying. I had to be introduced to Arachiko Doji or whatever back when I was a teenager. What?
Wait, you what?
Or, I don't know. I'm not pronouncing it right. Arachiko Doji, Arachiko something Doji.
I think you're the only one that knows what it's actually called.
Isn't that the
No,
Japanese
it
word
scarred
for-
me good, dude. It scarred me good.
Isn't that Japanese for pedophile? Tentaphile?
Tentaphile.
Tentophile. Yeah, that's definitely something there.
There's a
It's all the fish. It's all the fish that they consume and tentacles and everything. Maybe.
I really haven't dived that deep into that world of darkness, Ken. You'll have to tell me what else you've seen down there.
That-
well, everything's slippery. That's all I have to say.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
grease,
no.
you grease one slope.
Yeah, grease once. Have you ever tried to pull a fish out with your bare hands? Well, that's the entire. Never mind.
You like gladiator films, Tommy?
That's right. Yes, exactly.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Turkish prison.
Ever seen a grown man naked?
Oh,
Airplane. Oh, such a classic.
wow.
Actually, there's somebody who just took over like the West Division in our company, like an advisor VP, and he has such coiffed hair. It's so high, right? And so, like one of the other advisors said, "I just thought of who he reminded me of." And there's this meme from Airplane. Remember the air traffic controller guy? And he's like, "This was the wrong week to quit
Sniffing glue.
Blue, yeah.
Guy's like, he responds, Mike, I won't be inviting you to dinner when I come to Salt Lake.
That's good. I don't want hair in my food anyway.
That would have been a good comeback. I should have said,
Yeah. For years, I've been wanting to fill out like a dungeon master or game master diagram of strengths and weaknesses, kind of like a spider web. Are you a strong role player? Are you a good rules master? All those
a
kind of
SWOT
things.
analysis, if you will.
Yes. But I lack the follow through to actually make all the questionnaires to fill out the form.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, some things are obvious, right? Whatever game master you're with, you can feel their strengths and weaknesses. But it'd be kind of fun if you're going to a convention to have that and like put a little tent up and say, "Here's the style I am. If you match up with this, have a seat at the table."
That's brilliant.
I really like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a fantasy of mine. Maybe I'll get to it. Maybe I won't. But I think being razor wit is one of those wings you've got to have. You've got to be dialed in for sharp comebacks, especially if you're going to play villains. They've got to be mouthy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Before they have no mouths.
Oh. Oh, that makes me think of Twilight Zone.
I was thinking who lost their jaw in the last episode. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Memories.
All right. Well,
Lawrence.
welcome to Burgundia. Knight to King 6. Castle. Yes,
Right,
last week was tied, and you guys lived up to that.
Oh man.
It was we were on the attack, right? It's like
You were the leading edge of the wave for sure. What was that? What did we determine? That was a 30 or 36-second strike mission.
Yeah,
tw-
something like
20,
that.
26,
Yeah.
I think, or 24. No, it's probably 36.
I've never seen Sports Illustrated girls at the vanguard of an attack.
And neither has anyone else.
That's right. And they never will again.
Those, especially them. Oh man, in and out.
And a pearl in place of a pistol.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, Bjorn wants to go find the engine room.
Yes, we probably need to re-engage with our boat.
Yeah, nothing's on fire yet, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
Oh, that's right. I immediately, as soon as all that happened, I started breaking down the rifle, and I actually ripped the can off so I could put it back in its spot, if I could.
If I may. I'm
Robin's
pencil-
collecting body parts. No, I'm just kidding. But it's collecting like the IDs and stuff off of
Yeah.
the Fallen. We know we got the captain. We know that, but we don't know if there's anything else. Accoutrement is with them.
All right. Oh, here's the boat. Okay. So when we left off, Bjorn, you were on the prow. Is that correct?
I had actually gone into I had climbed up onto the top to help finish off that guy.
Okay.
And then he was dead between the axe and the sniper bullet. So I was going to drop down and head back inside the ship to find the stairway going down.
My shorthand is really sucky because there are 3 members of this team with the initial B.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
So just as kind of a recap, this boat is pulled up on the inner harbor facing the old city. So you have, let's see, we've got Banny who's up on the rampart. He's probably 40 feet above the roadway and 60 feet from the dock area. There's a small parking lot, then a drive, then the wall goes up, and you're on top of that on the other side. The rest of you are on board the ship. The ship is separated from other ships by 100 yards. There's another one further north on the inner harbor where it bumps up against a road that goes towards an industrial district and then eventually to the Bahnhof, and as you've learned previously, the police station. On the opposite side of the harbor to the east are several cargo ships. During this time of day, there's light activity that you see a few dock workers out. The whole exchange that took place here probably just sounded like pop, 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 quick popcorn firing. You didn't get a lot of attention from any even passersby in vehicles or people on foot, at least immediately. But as you guys start to digest what's happened since the firefight, check your wounds, make sure nobody's down, and start to investigate the ship, you're aware that there's at least an aura of tension that has gone out from this boat. Somebody has realized something is not right, and people are starting to kind of turn their heads. You've noticed the sailing boat further into the harbor area. People are kind of standing at the rear and doing this kind of thing, trying to keep the sun out of their eyes to see what they missed. It happens so fast. Perception from the group of you before we divest into investigating.
Match 32.
Woo! Shaking
He's on
bacon.
He's still on edge.
Yeah. Way better than Robin. 24.
21.
Cornell's a 23.
Jeez, we did not do well. Oh,
The dice are cold. Wake him up.
I hope I don't need that match later.
Bjorn, you're getting ready you're looking for the door to go down to the engine room. I'm assuming you're kind of making your way down along the side railings of the boat. You glance out into the harbor and see that there's a police boat about 300 yards from your position. You recognize that there's a mounted machine gun on the top deck. You see uniformed officers near the back. It doesn't look like they're alerted yet, but it wouldn't take more than a radio call from a concerned relay to get them on station very quickly. You glance out there and see that. You also look to the aft of the ship and see Blanca near the rear railing, looking in the same direction you are. You glance at each other with a knowing nod.
Yell at Blanca, tell her and Robin to start posing out on the stern of the boat or the bow of the boat to draw any attention. There's police out there, and we should get ready to leave because the boat's about to burn to the waterline.
She smiles and then frowns and then smiles. Robin, you're in her vicinity, correct?
I think I was in cabin forward, but
Okay.
inside. And yeah, I mean, like the bar was there.
Who's got the link on them, the message? Is that
Oh.
Manny?
Pretty
Okay.
sure.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
That's right.
We'll just kind of step through this and try to keep to an order as much as possible. Bjorn, you're making your way to the cabin door that heads towards the engine room. You've alerted Blanca as you go down. She'll fly to midships, looking into the cabin area and see Robin. Bjorn thinks we should act as a bit of a distraction for any onlookers while he gets the ship ready to blow.
Do you shrink this again or you can't? I'm holding my pistol.
She doesn't.
I think-
Your game master does.
I think posing with a pistol in my hand is going to be a bit awkward.
Put it in your pocket.
Just put it under this. Just put it in this. You know, there's
It's a one piece. There's probably someplace for her to stick.
some place to put it.
Mhm.
Weird bulge. What's wrong with that woman?
That's no woman.
That's no woman. Ah!
Shrink item. I can't do that again for 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, we've got a long time. I'll just try to keep it out of view.
Just leave it on the deck by the exit. We'll grab it on the way out.
She shakes her head. It stays with me.
Blanca blows it off like she didn't. She doesn't
Yeah.
care whether you answered or not. That was just an idea.
It's fine. And Robin walks, and she'll follow her, but she's just gonna like cradle it in the small of her back, going nowhere.
Blanca grabs some of the nautical rope near the front and starts wrapping it, which requires a lot of motion and shaking and whatnot. She asks you to grab the other end of it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Shows you how to be able to jiggle right.
Cornell, what are you doing?
Bleeding.
I am still licking my wounds, I think. I got hammered pretty hard on that. If I recall correctly, Robin spent a couple minutes looking them over, and I also did a battle medicine on myself during the combat.
Right. Now, of course, to be
so-
fair, I can't do I don't have healer's tools with me. You do?
Yeah.
Okay, then I could do something actually. Battle medicine. You're right. Did I give you hit points? I can't remember.
I don't know. You've got your own thing going on, so that's okay. I can always medicine myself.
Check
I am
yourself.
going to call out to Bjorn. Bjorn, how long till this ship goes up?
5 minutes.
All right, I can work with that. I start pulling bodies that are on the deck into the cabin.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, they're kind of in shit shape, mostly just bloody, not a lot of holes in them. There's a lot of efficiency that went in this hit. Most people were spared injury bullets and they were straight to kill mode.
Don't forget the jaw.
I think that one went over
That
the
went
side.
over the side for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ken.
The girls stay up on the prow. It's got better visibility than the rear deck anyway, and garners more attention because there's no sunshade up on that
Right.
portion. Bjorn, okay, go ahead, Danny.
I'm looking down. I started packing everything up. I got it into the case, and I'm immediately standing up and walking down the stairway that leads down to where the portholes are. I do tap.
What are you passing it into?
So I do have the case. Rip off the can if I can. If I can't rip off the can, then I may actually like secret it down into
She did
She
a
mended.
mend belt and put it on there, so you'd have to break it off. You can probably bash it and it would pop off pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ramparts there, just knock it. I want to see if I can, because that case is so clean and nice, and it doesn't really necessarily look like, you know, a big old gun case. Maybe.
Give me an athletics DC 20.
That is it. 20 on the money.
First strike, ting, 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 it breaks off pretty sheer. You look at the tip of the rifle and it cringe a little bit because that was a very crude way to remove that device.
Yeah, I might do a little love later, but for now, we're in action mode.
The silencer canister rolls a little bit before it pockets in the gutter of the rampart. Do you retrieve it or leave it?
I'm going to retrieve it and put it in a satchel, my satchel.
Okay. You're zipping up the rifle into the bag. You're reaching down for the canister. You look up and down the ramparts towards the stairs, and you see two uniformed officers strolling your direction.
Do they look like they're engaged? Are they moving towards me?
Talking to each other. Weapons are not drawn. Looks like they're on a routine patrol.
Okay, I get this thing in the case as soon as possible and shut it. And then I'm going to casually sit against the ramparts and looking down with my equipment sitting behind me.
Give me a deception or a stealth check, your choice.
What is the better of the two? Gosh, it's really close. Definitely stealth.
Okay.
Okay, that is a 26.
26. You slide it into the bag, doing kind of the casual motions, nothing more than, you know, a guy out for a walk, putting whatever he's got back in his case or satchel. You look up from that, palm the canister. Where do you put the canister or the silencer?
So I've got my bag with me. I'm going to put that out, and I'm going to pull out like a camera or binoculars because they look, well, yeah. I basically pull it in, pull it out, and looking out at the water.
The two officers move your direction. It looks like one of them outranks the other. You can kind of tell by the posturing between the two men. One moment. Give me a society check, Danny.
20.
Total?
20 total.
You're pretty well traveled. Do you have any lores that relate to Clovia, or actually just kind of municipalities in general?
Mountains? No. Society is what I got.
You recognize the two officers do have different striping on their uniforms. You're not sure what level these guys are. You do see the name Garnier on one and Babine on the other as they walk closer to you. The two gentlemen stop right adjacent to you, and the one with the higher ranking stripe, it appears, turns your direction. Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
No, you're finding the views most palatable?
Yeah, I've been looking at them setting up on the scenes over on the islands over there. Those are islands, right?
Yes, yes. Tourist traps, really. If you get out there the wrong time of day, you must swim back, and we've had several drownings. It's not pleasant.
Quite literally a tourist trap. Wow.
I heard the strange noise from the streets. We came up to investigate, but have you seen anything unusual?
Oh, I just keeping an eye. I'm so if everything's down below, I'm focusing over that direction.
You're far enough away from the wall. You've probably got 40 feet of space between you and that place where you were camped shooting down from. The top of the ship is almost visible from here. If they move past your position, they will have line of sight on the ship.
Yeah, I'm going to stay. I'm pretty much stay where I'm at, leaning up against the ramparts and look just with the camera, the binoculars down.
Which way are you looking? Into the city, out to the south?
Probably along the rampart walls towards where those two sunken forts are.
Oh, okay. So kind of back crossways across the city.
Yeah.
The younger of the two, Garnier, turns your direction. The view is much better if you go down this way on the corner there. And if you cast your eyes downwards, the beaches are magnificent. He winks at you.
I've noticed briefly here, but yes, I do intend to go that way. I started here because my hotel was, I don't know where it is anymore. Over there, I believe? Golden Tulip.
Babine says, I don't recognize your accent. You are...
I am from Burgundia.
Burgundia. Yeah, they two turn and nod to each other. We don't get many from Burgundia here.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll drop into Clovian and just start and start engaging that way and pull off the native thing.
Babine raises an eyebrow, and you realize you might have overstepped in that moment. Your transition was probably too seamless. Now they're interested.
I am going to reach in and pull out a book, and it is one of my traveling books. It's probably one of the books that I pulled out of the cafe down below, or bookstore down below.
Babine, may I?
Yes.
He pulls it over, and the man next to him, what's in the bag as he looks down at your carrying case?
I'm a hunter by trade. I just carry this with me. Really, I'm just on my way through. I didn't want to leave this in the hotel. It's precious.
Yes, of course. You see that the brigadier or the major going through the book, and he stops on a couple pages.
Do you want
You
me to
see him thumbing through the book, looking for anything on the town he's in.
Yeah, I say, this is my first stop in this place. I have not been here before. I'm planning on writing. But I can sign that for you if you'd like.
He reaches to the junior officer. Pen, please. The two of them start to exchange a little bit. Back to the boat. Robin, you're feeling a little bit used in this moment.
I'm used to it.
Your roommate looks up at you, and you see a bit of a smile. You can see she took a wound during the exchange. It looks like it's cauterized, but she seems to be ignoring it and going full style like this. But the white bikini has a big blood stain on the right hip.
That is not going to wash out. We're going to need to find something in the bar maybe before we get off.
You see her hand has a matching red print on it. Each length of the rope is getting a little transfer.
It's a good thing this thing's going to burn down to the water line.
Did you treat
What?
Cornell? Is he okay?
Yeah, he took some serious hits, but fortunately he had his tools on him, so I was able to use them and hey, pull this. I was able to help. How do you do this? Are we just like stacking them in one direction and stacking them in the other side? Okay.
It's there's no method here. It's just moving the rope.
Never been on the water in my life.
She's been on a boat before, but she's never crewed one.
Ow.
They always would do this, and then they would grab those little pegs over there, and they would use those to brace it. I don't know what that does. Just keep moving the ropes.
Right. What do I see around people-wise?
So
Observer.
there's a broad boulevard off to your right. There's probably a dozen cars parked in a parking lot designed to hold 30. So there's lots of open spaces there. You hear a trunk slam as somebody's pulling out a wicker basket, blankets and stuff. Looks like they're just arriving and heading into town. They arrived just in time to probably miss the exchange, but there are a few people on the sidewalk that have stopped and are looking out into the harbor. You're not sure if they're looking at you and Blanca or if they saw something or heard something unusual, but they seem frozen in place at the moment.
I'm just thinking, like, how many booms does an engine have for a backfire?
Bjorn, you slide down the railing to the engine room.
I am looking for fuel lines.
Yes, this is actually quite a magnificent specimen of a boat. It's got a steam stack that it uses for power and a furnace, but there are two jerry cans down here that look like they're used to fuel a small generator.
All right. Is it a coal-fired engine? Is that what's producing the steam?
Yes. And then there's a big open bin, not a bin, but kind of a built-in section where all the coal gets loaded into. You can see where they've got access from above to load it. There are a couple of those open can with handles to kind of dump it in. There's no auto feeder in this. You've seen auto feeders before.
So it has a boiler or
Uh-huh.
furnace.
A boiler.
All right. Crank that boiler to maximum heat setting
Okay.
and just let that percolate, and then grab the jerry cans, kick off the caps to them, and start backing through the engine room and up the stairs.
You watch the dials on those start to creep towards the red line in there. It's going to perception.
Go!
That would have been a nice one. 25.
Do you have any kind of engineering background you can fall back on?
I have mechanics.
Perfect. What's your mechanic check?
That makes it a 27.
Okay. You look at the gauges based on the movement of those needles into the red and how long it takes once it gets there to generate a catastrophic event. What you told Cornell is about accurate. You get
Okay.
about 5 minutes.
I really just want the boilers to help move things along.
Yeah.
Continue backing out and trail one jerry can, just pitch it out into the aft salon and back through the salon with the bar in it on the other side and leave it there and pull a white phosphorus grenade.
Clever design.
Accelerated.
Cornell, what are you doing? you've got the bodies wrangled into the, I'm guessing the front cabin area.
Yeah, just so they're, not easily spottable if somebody does happen to cruise up, and in the cabin, hopefully they'll burn up a little bit more.
is
I
your
am
movement-
doing one last pat down of each of them as I drag them in, though.
Okay. I'll give you those details when you have time to look through them. As you're pulling them in, there's lots of red slicks on this wooden deck. Anybody who came up to this boat, even from standing on the shore looking in, would see that there's been a bloodbath out here, and which makes you glance to the shore to see if anybody is approaching. You've been given the grace that nobody has walked up that close yet, but there are a number of tourists out in the parking lot.
Well, I can only do one thing at a time, so I'll keep dragging the bodies to get them off the deck. That's probably better than, blood smears are better than bodies.
Probably easier to explain away blood than a body.
Yeah.
Banny.
I'm when he's signed, or if he gives me the pen,
Uh-huh.
I will take it and I'll sign it with a flourish. I look at his name and personalize it for him. All the best. Watch out for my next novel.
How are you liking our town? The major asks.
It's beautiful. It used to be a pirate's den, right?
He laughs and nudges his junior. Yes, we get that a lot.
But how true is that?
Oh, yes, of course, the pirate past is absolutely a truth. And it brings tourists here. He points to you.
Yeah.
And it's good for business. So, a lot of the local merchants, they foment this in their favor, but that history is long gone.
So tell me, if I were to look for something really interesting about this place, 2 or 3 unique places that I should visit, which ones would you recommend?
To look back and forth at each other. Well, you have been to the beach just north of town, the one with the pylons?
Yes.
Speaking about? They are breakwaters that have been installed years ago. They are maintained and replaced very often, but it is a way to preserve the battlements so they don't get the barrage from the sea. But at low tide, it is magnificent to stand there like a giant picket fence. And it angles towards the islands that tourists like to go out to. And if you do get a chance to go to the causeway, make sure you're at low tide. There is an old stone bridge that connects the two, very comfortable walk. If you really have the chance, he gestures out towards the open ocean. There is a castle town not far from here that would be interesting to view. The junior guy nudges him, like, no, the sea pool across the inlet. It's like, oh, don't let me forget that. So on the other side of the ocean inlet, there is a section that high tide they have built off a wall so that the ocean water spills up over the top. And when the sea goes out, they preserve it as a pool for swimming. It's a magnificent thing. The tourists love it.
Oh,
locals alike.
It's like a tide pool. Does it have any critters in it?
Occasionally crabs and some small fish. Nothing threatening to a man of your size.
No, it's more like an aquarium. Yeah. That I will visit each one of these places. I'm going to be taking notes.
You're staying at which hotel?
Well, I'm staying at the Golden Tulip at the moment.
Oh, that is a very fine choice. They have always gotten good reviews from tourists. 4 or 5 star treatment.
Yeah, I'll visit the other ones, probably eat in their cafes, but mostly the Golden Tulip is probably who gets the most attention. Absolutely.
May I, just as a routine, may I see your passport?
Absolutely. I pull out my passport. I hand it to him.
Banny Elkind?
Yep. I'm playing
He pulls it over, looks at his book, compares the signatures, hands them both, keeps the book and hands you back the fold. Have a nice day, Mr. Elkind. Enjoy our town.
Thank you. Thank you for the advice. I'll take you up on that. Danny Elkin strikes again.
Stimpy.
Nailed it.
Hey, remember right where that boat exploded and we found all those bodies? Where was that guy staying that we were
Who
talking
was
about?
that? Who was that? I'm as soon as they start walking away, I'm going to casually sit there. But if are they dropping down or are they going in a different
They're
direction?
going towards the corner where you were perched a few minutes ago. It doesn't look like they're angling directly towards there, but they've got to go there to turn and head north along the roadside wall.
Okay. As soon as their backs are to me, I'm picking my stuff up and I'm gonna walk down the stairs.
Okay.
But are they in threat of looking out and seeing the boat if they go that direction?
It will be obvious once they get to that corner. They won't not be able to see it. They're,
Crap. As soon as they start moving that direction, I am going to shoot. What's a good reason? I say where. Sorry, excuse me. Where do if I wanted to go down to the beach? Do I? I mean, is I'm thinking of the stairways. Is there one on the opposite side? That's away from the boat that goes down. Because I'm going to say. So, do I go down here? Are there showers down here?
There are public restrooms and showers. There are those on the beach and some on the inside, and they go through the whole routine of how to get the sand off you. And
okay, yeah, I'm very interested. I'm actually taking notes on this too at this point. But
give me. I'll let you do either diplomacy or deception to delay them.
Okay, and if I can, I'm going to say, can you show me down this way where I need to go and point towards the other stairs? And also maybe you can tell me some of the history because I saw an old grate over here that I wanted to look at. That could have been better. That's at 22 diplomacy.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Elkin. We have to return to our duties, but please do enjoy your stay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You delay them another minute or so before they turn, continuing on their route. Back at the boat.
When they turn, I just want to hit a message off to Blanca and say, you're going to have some oversight really soon. I hope that everything's okay down there. Police are patrolling the barracks or the battlements.
So what's the one word you want?
Wait, it's not one word. It's a sentence.
Oh, sorry.
If it was command,
Okay.
it would be one.
And by being Ernest Hemingway, you don't have any periods. Brilliant.
That's right.
Blanca looks up from the rope juggling to you, Robin, and says, "We're going to have overwatch from some security very soon." And she glances up towards where Banny was posted.
Okay. Is there like a railing? Right, there is a railing.
Yeah.
Okay. Just feign like I'm just exhausted, and I just lay back on it appropriately with my bottom and simply let out a loud sigh of just so tired.
With all the blood slicks around you, yeah. I mean,
You mean these are just oil spills, aren't they?
You're reclining provocatively. Is that what I'm to read from that?
Correct.
Someone's been spilling their margaritas.
All over the place.
So
yeah,
it's
Bloody
morning, right?
Marys.
These are Bloody Marys, yeah.
Yeah, Bloody Marys.
Bloody Marys. I love it.
Bjorn, you get topside. You see Cornell in the last stages of tidying up a bunch of bodies in the cabin, and you guys lock eyes with each other.
Cornell, rally point to hotel. Then we should get off the boat. I will be the last one off.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Pull the pin on the white phosphorus,
Blanca, Robin,
holding the spoon.
you ready?
Blanca is probably closest to you. She looks up. She glances back at Robin, reclined on ropes provocatively. I think we're ready to go. She's getting very comfortable.
She better
Who,
get on
Robin or Blanca?
or she's gonna swim. I nod to Bjorn.
Well, then, if you're saying that, Blanca, then it's going to be like, your right hand is covered in blood, dear.
Oh.
I know. I mean, I'm looking behind her like there's nothing to put it on. I don't know. There's a towel or there's shit.
She sees Bjorn with his white phosphorus already pulled, and she recognizes the call to get off the boat. Robin, it's time to go, she calls out in a slightly tense voice.
So we're going to dive off the side to do a swim?
Let me just see if there's a way to leave here without making a lot of or grabbing a lot of attention.
Open to swimming.
Yes, we can do that. Everybody, let's gather in the shadow of this canopy and we can leave unnoticed.
Make sure you get Bjorn in it. He's going to be
he
tossing
coming?
that grenade. We can take a second and wait for you to cast that at the bottom of the ramp.
I just don't want to be in view of the walls when we go vanishing. So if we can stay low profile, that's best. I don't want
Are there any crates or anything on the docks? Or if not, I'm sure that we can take cover behind a car in the parking lot and wait
Okay,
for him there.
let's do that.
Because if you make me invisible and I throw the grenade, it's over.
Right.
We
Okay.
learned that. Yeah. What if you drop it? Is that an attack?
Let's wait in the parking lot.
All right, you two get going. I'll trail behind. Bjorn will be just behind us.
Okay.
And then
Can we
we'll,
walk
get
out
out
through
of
the
here.
bar direction? Maybe like I'll give her some seltzer water to like wash the fuck out of her hand.
Yeah,
And then we'll walk off.
she grabs a folded towel from that front area. You grab a bottle of seltzer, and between the two of you, you make her presentable.
Bjorn's
go.
not going to drop until he sees everybody's off the boat and down the gangplank. And he'll use that time to break open the Yeti and make sure he's fully loaded.
He reloads his pants as well.
Yes.
Robin actually intentionally brushes against him as going by. But
Girl,
nonetheless.
if you think that I get a bigger chubby off of you than I do white phosphorus in this Yeti,
Just trying to make something happen.
I've got human blood in my beard. I am totally tenting this kilt.
Bloody Santa Claus.
That's right.
Père Noël, sorry.
I think Krampus is better.
Children eater.
Wait to
Yeah,
make sure
exactly.
my friends get off the boat and get a little bit of distance.
You watch through the glass as they make their way up onto the hardened dock by the parking lot. You feel that you're clear to set this ship on fire.
Let the spoon fly. Toss the grenade into the hallway where the stairs go down to the engine room. There's gas lines through both forward and aft salons. Drop it and briskly walk out of the ship and down the gangplank, doing a little mental count in my head.
The generous bar that is in that same cabin should add some extra flair to that explosion.
Yeah. And the boiler.
Especially.
In my mind, my Star Wars nerd mind, I'm like, stand by. Stand by.
Roll a percentile for me, John.
All right, I get to use my 10-siders. 94.
Wow.
Maybe good, maybe bad.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You briskly walk after tossing your white phosphorus. There's the teak railing that runs all the way around the ship. You put a hand on there as you're going out. You notice you put it in a drying bloody handprint that was there. You step onto the little rampart walkway that's 8.5 feet long, and as you do so, the boards of the ship do a whoop, ripple behind you. You feel like you've been shoved from behind, and I need a fortitude save.
Well, that's better for you than reflex. A little?
Bears don't woof.
36.
36.
Oh my god!
Is that a save?
That worked.
Because then it's
You-
a critical save for me.
Those of you in the parking lot look back towards the ship. You see Bjorn making his way down the walkway when the ship blows.
I get to
He
do
is-
the cinematic slow mo.
And you're walking away. That's the best part. Not even looking back.
You see that the water line erupts in such a way that the walkway he's on steps up, carrying him like a stretcher off the boat. And he lands face first on the deck, a couple of inches from you guys, with a burning cinder of plank behind him, and the ship shooting upwards and downwards at the same time. It breaks in half at the middle, and it's already starting to sink.
Oh my god! It's like, mon Dieu!
Climb to my feet. I'll never let go.
Blanca claps her hands, and you don't vanish from each other, but you are no longer in the public view. That boat is a heligon explosion.
Sweet.
You hear timbers clink, 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 landing in the parking lot, splashing into the water. You also hear a whoop, whoop, whoop from the police boat out in the harbor.
That was one grenade?
One
was my
grenade and
last
a little
one.
bit of fuel.
Let's have some luncheon.
On the other side of town.
After we go to the locker room down below.
Well,
at Blan-
no,
look
we
at
are
Blanca.
we are moving. We are not changing our clothes here.
You have something
Blanca's
to-
invisible. I don't care if she's in her bikini. Nobody can see her but us.
Did you need something on the way back, Robin?
Yeah, we came here in everything, right?
Yeah.
Right. So like I'm not going to leave like last light. This all became a spontaneous idea.
it's a
So we're
public
not
locker.
leaving.
We can come back for it later.
Okay.
Let's just get some distance. Team lead said so.
Yeah.
We're not leaving without your stuff, Robin. Don't worry. We will come back for it. We just don't want to be here right now.
Yes. Okay.
Sammy, you're at the bottom of the stairs when you hear what sounds like lightning and thunder out of a blue sky. You're like, what? Did I miss the weather report? And then you hear raining timbers. Tink, clink, clink,
Tink.
clink.
Yeah, I step. Is it a covered stairway or is it on the outside of the wall?
So it's the kind, it's got no cover over it, so it's exposed.
So you're going to have some winds out of Scandinavia with a 90% chance of Bjorn.
Now that's green. I'm going to get up against the wall and wait for the rain to stop.
You're far enough away from the actual explosion that you're not at risk of any large debris hitting you. You do see a nail or a screw land here and there attached to a piece of wood.
A finger, maybe? Oh, I'm kidding.
I don't think the bodies have that much flight time.
Yeah, not quite. I know at this point, after seeing the timbers blow, what just happened, but I am going to be shocked and dismayed and probably start moving towards cover.
A couple of the windows have been shaking on nearby storefronts from the shockwave. Mostly the upper floors because the bottom is protected by that exterior wall. but it's enough to get the locals coming out of their shops or their homes or opening up windows and looking out to see what all the to-do is about.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some Clovian. Mon Dieu! And that.
You've learned in this town that most people here speak Gallic natively, although the Icenian influence is still pretty prevalent.
It's the wrong accent. It doesn't. Yeah, it's okay.
You make your way back towards the hotel, or just try to blend in?
I'm going to make my way back towards. Oh, actually, I'm going to go back to the motorcycle. I'm going to put the case inside of the sidecar and take the motorcycle back to the hotel, drive it down into the parking area.
Okay. The rest of you under Blanca's blanket of invisibility will not be able to ride this all the way back. She lets you know with a couple minutes to spare, you're going to have to find a place to adapt to public.
Robin, find us an alleyway.
Oh, sure. Perception, or what would you like? Survival for the streets?
Ooh,
Look,
let's let our urban ranger use her instincts. Let's
right, exactly. Like, this would be a good place to go. I'm going to go with that survival because that's how she is. 30.
You find a narrow lane that looks like it goes down to a below street housing.
Perfect. Right. Yeah, I'm looking for like a below street area where people aren't looking. It's the day they're out.
There's a number of bicycles kind of tucked down in there. It looks like it belongs to the locals in the building. But you've got absolute cover if you duck down in there. The group of you traipse down a little set of stairs. Even the windows here have their shutters closed on this level, so you're not going to be observed within or without. She lets it drop, and you are civilians once more.
Robin crosses her arms on her chest and says, "We all know the real reason why we had to come here."
So you could cross your arms and remind me of your blessings?
No, so that we still are just standing around in 1 or 2 piece bathing suits trying to figure out how the men will save us.
Yes, we are damsels.
As it should be.
Another notch down. She just looks at Cornell, but she's
Cornell looks at her for a second and then pulls off his jacket. I would hate for you to feel uncomfortable, and he holds it up for her to put her arms in.
He's a real gentleman.
She looks a little bit impressed and gestures over to Blanca.
Would you
No,
like
he's not looking at
off my
Blanca.
coat?
He's looking at you.
I know, but she still gestures to Blanca.
You look over at Blanca, and she does this and puts on a new outfit.
I really
No.
hate her.
Allow me.
She allows you to put it on her, and she says quietly, "I really hate her."
I get it.
Mhm.
Blanca.
Mm.
She's
So now I have a very nice jacket. Thank you.
And a lot of leg.
And a lot of leg.
Yes, thank you for your diversions. It was incredibly effective.
I can't believe that worked. Well as it did. I mean, I knew it was going to work. What next? Looks at Cornell.
I think somebody was talking about lunch.
Yeah.
We won't stand out.
Well, you
It's a
have
beach.
a change of clothes in the hotel, yeah?
Oh yeah, right. Back
And
at
it's
the
a beach town.
Is it? I mean, is it like South Cal? Is it like SoCal, or what is it? What is it like? I haven't heard a lot of people walking around in swimwear.
You
on the
anguish
streets.
about that? I'm going to go get lunch.
I can see where this is going.
The men have decided to go get lunch, Robin.
Fine. Make sure it's a crepe, and I'll be happy.
As long as they have beer.
Beer and crepes. Hey, there's the place.
And then we can pat ourselves on the back because we still have the biggest challenge ahead of us.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Bjorn.
You guys have noticed as you've made your way around town a little bit, you haven't scouted out as much as you would have liked just based on your previous agendas, but there's a big restaurant row on a street called Rue Jacques Cartier that kind of dumps over to the Chateaubriand by the Citadel. That seems to be like the big gathering point for like lots of the public facing eateries. It's also where a lot of the beach traffic stops as they come and go from the beaches.
Okay.
To Robin's question, you have seen a fair number of people dressed headed towards the beach or coming back from the beach, but from within the city walls, you've got really no line of sight towards the beaches, unless you're Banny and you climbed up to the battlements and used that as your excuse.
Oh, it was more a appropriate society accoutrement, right? I mean, like, you know, you got people who are near a beach, and then you got people who are like, well, we're inside the city. Yeah. So this sounds like a good place.
A light cover up over swimwear is pretty normal around here. A jacket and a one piece, you could probably blend, but you're still going to get a lot of looky-loos.
Robin can't help it. She uses her sensitive nose, and she just kind of like takes a nice, good sniff of like just that male, you know, scent.
Are you smelling my jacket?
What? No. It's good leather.
If you're looking for man musk, I can provide as much as you want.
24 hours a day at 30 feet. I know. That's all she says flatly, and just continue. She just holds the thing on her.
Cornell, while we are dining, we should think about whether or not to engage in part 2 of our mission today.
We 100% should.
Concerned
I
if he
was-
finds out about the boat and his support that he may try to leave in the night while we wait for tomorrow.
No, after lunch, we need to start staking out the apartment, scouting out the streets around, getting a feel for that area, and then stake him out.
And getting you patched up.
Yeah, we could take some time before or after lunch and finish stitching up some of these scrapes.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
Scrapes.
Robin can give me a hand with it. Scrapes, bullet wounds, you know.
It's light stuff for you.
I wouldn't say that, but we've all had our share.
Got this one here.
You hear the distant whine of sirens, different tenors of them. You can tell there are probably ambulances and fire trucks in there. And maybe even a water suppressor, like the boats that can put out fires.
Do we get to see the smoke?
I'm sure there's like probably a nice plume wafting over the city as you speak.
Quiet little offering to Odin for that one.
You spent somebody's fortune today.
Yeah. Find
You
us
arrived
a,
back-
Will this take care of the Odin's Day requirement? Like you've like fulfilled it early?
I can't discuss religion on an empty stomach. Find a rat skeller or someplace.
But suffering brings out the true.
Can't hear you. I have too much hair in my ears.
You find a little Magnetian rat skeller. On your way, it's near the Venetian church, just kind of a subterranean little hangout.
Good.
O'Darby's.
Darby's.
Darby's.
Sweet.
This does not sound like Clovian fare.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Very
Where are the crepes?
Magnetian.
Right, the crepes.
Robin's like, but crepes, but crepes.
Exactly. The only thing I wanted were crepes with fruit.
Potatoes, cabbage. corned beef, shepherd's pie, soda bread, beer, more beer.
Merd.
They have it.
Merd.
They have bucket loads of it here and full tap, all imported beer, none of the local drivel.
Good. See if they've got any Normandy beers. Get a little taste of home.
They've had a few clients in over the years, and they, by extension, have granted the Normans some measure. There's one beer, and it's available for the Norman drinkers.
Order that.
I haven't heard of the Hohenzollern. Do you say that? No, really. How do you say that?
Fiokian.
Fiokian. Fiokian?
Stop trying to hurt my language.
No.
Fiokian.
Fiokian. I'll take one because there's no crepes. I'm going to need something to compensate me for this loss.
It's goodnish for black magic.
The bartender scowls a little bit at you as you stay away from their local beers and incline towards the Viking rubbish.
Scowl back at him.
Perhaps he turns to the lady and says, "Perhaps you would like a real beer."
Says this to Bjorn?
No, to Robin.
Oh,
You've been.
No, I'm keen to new experiences. S'il vous plaît.
I don't want to be remembered, or I would give him an intimidating glare plus intimidating prowess and have him wetting in his pantaloons.
Dude, there's like 3 of us who can intimidate with our glares.
Yes.
His
What if we
confidence-
combined our powers?
His confidence as a bartender swells because he has cowed a giant.
Ouch.
The giant drinks his beer and thinks about how his skin would look tacked to the wall of my bedroom.
Robin sits back next to Blanca. She looks to see where she can prop her feet up.
What do you want?
No, she's next to Blanca. She's looking. She's going to prop her feet up somewhere.
Like on a stool or a chair?
Yeah, just prop her feet up. She's wearing the jacket and then just bare legs on down and whatever. Yeah, that'll get better service, I'm sure.
Where is our sniper and what can be done for our team leader?
Well, he can't be touched in a little while.
Because if we go forward, then he needs to be healthier.
Wait, we have a sniper? Who's our sniper?
Banny.
Mr. Elkind.
I know. I was just wanting him to acknowledge himself.
He doesn't exist in your party right now.
He
Oh,
didn't join us. We last saw him on the wall, thank goodness.
Well,
Oh,
we didn't
shit.
have a chance to tell him where to meet up with us, so we should probably cut this lunch short and get back to the hotel.
Yeah, I spent my message, or he spent my message warning us of the approach of guards.
It was a good use of it. But yeah, we need to get somewhere where he can find us.
Bjorn will pay the tab.
You guys clear out hastily, get back onto the streets.
potatoes are no substitute for crepes. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're not 2 blocks from the little underground Icenian lair, and you smell crepes coming from a patisserie nearby.
Oh, fuck. She tries to follow the mission lead. She tries so hard.
Let her see me checking out her caboose and shaking my head, muttering, should stay off the crepes.
Pardonnez-moi?
Switch completely to goodness and follow Cornell.
Goodness has saved Bjorn again.
Yes.
Between walking across town and stopping to get a little bite to eat, you've spent about 45, 50 minutes in transit from the scene of the crime. You arrive at the hotel. Blanca looks a little bit antsy in the lobby, like she'd like to get up to the room fairly quickly.
Running out.
Cool.
Must be difficult. Would you like the jacket?
She demurs and moves hastily towards the elevator. You guys all go up to the room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You catch up to Blanca waiting in the elevator with the attendant who's patiently waiting for everybody else to pile in, and she's tapping her foot like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Honestly, Robin's pretty wanting to move fast too. I mean, like, it does not make her feel comfortable that like Last Light is in a, common public locker.
locker.
That's totally safe, right?
Give it an hour or so, Robin. Well, we'll take care of you. Just got to let them clear out. Let the heat drop.
You guys get up to the room. The room's. You guys didn't leave a do not disturb, right?
Oh,
There was
yeah.
one on there, wasn't there?
There was. We didn't just take it away.
Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't remove it. I
So
walked
you were
in.
Right. You're right, Mike. That's right. There
As
was
soon
one.
as so when I left, I immediately parked the bike, took everything up to the room, and I have the key. So I believe I have the key, because we know that if we hand this key in, we're not going to be able to get it back. So the door is locked when they get to it, but I'm in there, and I brought up food for myself. I picked up something at the cafe and brought it in. But
Are you preparing to receive company? Is that how you're doing this?
Actually, I'm looking at the rifle, and I'm making sure that what I did didn't permanently damage the barrel, and so I'm taking care of it. So if I hear anybody at the door, I'm going to go and let them in. But
Do you have a craft skill?
it's really just maintenance. I don't have a craft skill.
All right. So you're there with a file, like, trying to take off burrs and
like-
ugly points on there. You're
Feel
mauling this thing.
And that's worse. That's worse. I'm going to have to let somebody else take care of it.
Cornell, you get to the door. It's locked.
We did leave it locked, I think.
I hear the door, though.
Yeah, you hear him test it.
I set the rifle off to the side and walk and click it open.
You see Cornell on one knee with his tools.
Already ready to go.
You can come in.
Cornell, perception.
Thank you. Rolled a 16, so that gives me a 30.
You see that Banny's eyes are a little misty. It looks like he's had some emotional trauma recently.
Are you okay, Bonnie?
I mean,
I need
Robin's
to-
really tuned into him. Is that also like
And-
public knowledge?
I need you to look
You're
at
probably
something.
standing behind him, but you're so anxious to get into the room. I'm going to make you roll as well.
Okay. Easy dubs, 27.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, sorry, 33. I don't know how to count.
Banny's misty.
I need you to look at this. I need you. Come here. Look at this.
Benny, is it your period?
Do we need to step into the other room?
Have some cranberry juice.
I walk in and I pick up the rifle, and it's like I pulled the can off, and I this is such a beautiful rifle. I don't want to. Here, is this something you can solve? Oh, Blanca can do it. I turn and look back towards the door and see if I can see Blanca.
She steps inside the room, and that beautiful gown that fit perfectly in a summer's afternoon in a seaside town vanishes, and she's back in her bikini.
Oh, welcome.
I'm enjoying this mission.
This mission is the best.
Blood and breasts
I-
and beer.
And beer.
For 3
BBB. Triple B.
that was not what I expected, but you can. Are we having a party? Is this?
Yeah,
What-
Robin's only in a jacket as far as you can tell. Bjorn. I mean, really, that's Cornell's.
Well, he had a scope when he was down by the
Oh,
waterfront. I don't think he's unfamiliar with your attire.
That's
What's
true.
going
You
on
could see
here?
us. Look elsewhere. Look everywhere.
I'll take a look at that in just a minute, Manny. Give me a few minutes.
I basically,
door-
yeah. Shut.
The door to the restroom closes and locks.
Okay.
Robin sheds the jacket and hands it over to Cornell. Can you help me get into the room? I think it's just across the hallway. Can you get into my room?
That was
I
the
think you-
captain's room, right? No, not the
Yeah.
captain's.
That took a little bit of effort. Why don't we just settle for a second and just talk? Did we get everything done?
We didn't-
Did everything happen?
Yeah, the boat's gone. Everybody on board is taken care of.
Anything on the boat
So-
that was interesting, or is it just are we just anything on the?
Dead people. Good shooting, by the way.
I did
had-
stash everybody's belongings, but I haven't had a chance to go through it yet. Wallets and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Eh,
I only
Thank-
grabbed IDs.
That's good enough. I'm sure you would have grabbed anything that would have been interesting. And I tell you, holding this rifle, it reminded me of the good old days. The good old days being the war, which probably wouldn't resonate with what Bjorn thinks the good old days are.
Yeah, those weren't the good old days. Cornell,
Those were not the good old days.
I
No.
regret that I cannot do anything to heal your wounds. I'm bred only to inflict them.
Sit back. I mean, you haven't had any medical treatment, right? In the last 24 hours. Sign this disclosure.
So wait a second. We could. I mean, let me look at him because I could also help. You have the ability too. We can do treat and we can do battle medicine. Battle medicine is separate from treat, and you can treat every hour.
Oh,
Am I-
that's fair.
Who has who,
Is that it
who
takes
has the
long?
highest medicine out of the three of us?
I
So
have.
do we like compare books? How do we rate that?
We do one of these and we figure out who has the highest medicine. out of us.
13. I have a 13.
13 as well. I'm equal with Banny.
Okay, Cornell's only a 10.
Okay, so you will assist us, sous chef.
No, he's gonna sit back and let you guys work on him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But you
Too
already
many,
worked
too many
on.
cooks in the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm bleeding right here, and here.
So you know what an artery is. Okay, good.
Where does it
Okay, do you
hurt?
want to go? Yeah, do you want to go?
Kiss the
Indiana
boo boo.
Jones, baby. Right here, Indiana Jones. Okay, here doesn't hurt.
Kiss the boo-boo.
I just gnashed on my heel check, dude. You want to assist? Whatever.
Assisting.
You're already a crit. It doesn't
Hey,
matter.
Exactly. Well, anyways, in any case, it's just going to be 2d8, right? No, that's battle medicine.
2d8 plus, or it's a d8 plus 10. Plus 10 with when you succeed, like greatly succeeding. would
I just natched, so I think I did a critical success. I got to look this up.
Yeah, so it's 48.
Yeah. So yeah, 4d8.
So you're not sure whether or not it is the healing that Robin does with Danny's assistance, or if it's the one piece that she's wearing that makes you feel much better.
Don't put words
But
and
it's
thoughts
better.
in my mouth.
For the fact
Just
that
saying,
you're
it's-
Mary Agnes sniffing the armpits of his jacket.
No, the collar. It's all about the collar. It's about the man.
The man must.
Robin does have pretty good bedside manner.
In this case, a Nat's bedside manners. Like, shit, you won't go for any other doctor now.
Roll it, Ken. What do I got?
Okay, so what am I going to do? 4d8?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. All right, the first 2d8. Drum roll, please.
Come on.
Be right
We have
back.
a 5 and a 6. That's 11. And a 7 and a 7 is 14 more.
And here's
So
the thing:
26 total? 25 total?
attempting a DC 30 check to increase the hit points gained by 30.
I'm not an expert. I'm no expert.
But if you are
If you're a master,
if you're under
oh.
15, if you're under 15, you're better off shooting for the critical success than raising your DC.
I love the fact that you know that shit. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually puts me full with that.
Mike's
So
kind of
thank
like
you.
Rain Man with Pathfinder rules, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. I need
No,
to. I need
it's
to
just
I
math.
need to,
It's just
I need to-
math.
I'm gonna let
Look
go
at-
of all ego and just like say, my son.
Page
Please teach
117.
me, I'm your
117. It's
child.
definitely page 117.
Definitely. Okay, so Robin makes you feel completely whole as a man again.
Thank you.
With a little lift
Full
from Banny.
service.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, so he was nice to her and very courteous. She has a weakness for that, so she leans in, if you will, and is extra feminine, which is unusual to see her
It's
as
actually
she's
probably a
doing
little
this.
bit uncomfortable for Cornell.
I'm sure it
One
is.
throws up in his mouth just a little.
I love it.
He's got such a good fortitude save that he can't truly throw up.
I just taste a little bit of the. Is that phlegm?
Just a little bile.
No, it's not phlegm. Wait, is that Norman beer?
Mm.
How was the Norman beer anyway? How would you describe it? Because Robin did, of course, try it.
His mother's milk.
Oh God, actually, that might be okay.
Which is apparently also a thing.
Monster's milk is something. Let's see.
He's looking it up. Great.
Well, there's something that I had which was so delicious and yet so high alcohol content that I don't even remember what the name was, but it had milk in it.
Can you say that came straight from the teat of Odin, Bjorn?
I've probably said that about assorted alcohol in my time.
Have you ever noted Odin to be a lactator? I'm just gonna ask.
Perhaps it came from one of the teats of Fenris, the Great Wolf.
Oh,
There you go.
does Fenris have balls?
Robin feels the uncomfortable nature of Cornell and does
Yes.
sort of back off the play and realizes she's being on that way. But you're good.
If we are all together and dressed, and our team leader is healthy again, we
Still in
should
one
turn-
piece.
We should turn our minds toward the end of our lives and attacking this mage.
Well, we know
Here.
we know he leaves from the campus to his apartment, which we know where that's at now. And he goes there by foot with his dog. That may not be a dog.
And what time of day is it?
Noon? Well, probably 2 p.m. by now.
God, not sure. Hold on.
And this is an evening stroll that he makes.
We don't know exactly when though, so we need to get up there, get a look around the streets so we're familiar with them, and start staking out the
Think
streets leading to his apartment.
Dusk is at
By
8:30
4, perhaps?
tonight.
Sorry, say again, John.
Be in position by 4, perhaps?
I like it. Yeah. That should give Robin and someone else time to go down to the locker room. I mean, it's been a couple hours. The police have probably thinned, if not cleared out completely.
Yeah. I liked having Banny in the high position with that rifle.
I agree.
Believe me, I liked being up there.
Bunny, you're gonna want to be on a lookout for a spot that you can put yourself in that gives you good line down multiple streets near his apartment.
So I was looking at this. Actually, can we pull up the map?
You mean
Yeah.
I'll pull up the napkin that we have that's a map, and I put it down on the table.
Do I need to send that out to everybody? Or
please?
Well,
This area got wet. Yeah, please
we can
do.
share it on the screen if you wanted to do that again.
Yeah. That'll work.
All right.
I have a question about the necklace. If we decide to go that route, which we may want to do, is it possible for someone else to grapple and immobilize him so that I can strike with the bracelet or the necklace, or vice versa?
You're talking the neck bracelet,
Yeah.
not just
On the
Because
not
I
just the
imagine-
necklace. Not
Because it's too difficult for me to grapple the target and put on the necklace.
It's not a necklace. It's a collar.
The
Cornell
I
reaches
told
into a
you.
hidden thing in his belt and pulls out a garrote. I bet I can hold him with this.
if you've got
Right.
that, I don't think you don't stop. You just keep
No.
going. But
Yeah.
both ways sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah. If you can hold him like that,
If you can grapple him, whether you're cutting his head off or not, or I can grapple him and somebody else can put on the necklace, the collar.
So there is a necklace, and we could use that too, but that is basically letting somebody else do the dirty work.
what do you mean? What necklace?
The necklace that I pull up the necklace that was given to us by the Medusa sisters.
Would it be possible to incapacitate him with the anti-magic collar and then drop that around his neck?
Absolutely. I think that would be a fantastic approach.
I mean, if we have him in the collar, though, do we need to kill him at that point, or do we try to extradite him?
You know what?
If you have
Very-
him disabled, that's his ability. Shit.
I don't think we take the chance of holding him. He is not going to say a thing. He becomes much more of a liability. We saw it with Fleur. There was no way she was going to go quietly, and there was no way she was going to talk. This guy
Well,
may
I don't think he's crazy like she is, though. Just to counter you.
Fuck, these people are all crazy. They're using this magic for such weird shit.
I mean,
I do-
I'm just saying our orders are to capture him if possible.
Yeah.
If it's not possible, it's not possible, and we can agree that it's not possible.
Within 6 seconds.
I think every moment he stays alive is an opportunity for him to escape or some unforeseen circumstance to allow him to escape or for him to hurt us.
Even if you have him collared.
Yeah, there are many, many things that can happen.
Oh my God, you're so. I'm sorry. I don't want to throw this away in terms of opportunities. Okay. Look at you. Looks at our Viking.
Yeah.
If we have him disabled from his ability to use magic, that is what I understand the color does.
Yeah.
You have the ability, as Odin does over a gnat.
Robin, just because he cannot cast spells does not mean that he cannot use other weapons or summon assistance or be seen by a policeman or be assisted by his phantom bulldog or rip open the very fabric of the sky and call down the Kraken or some other ridiculous nonsense. He needs to die. That is my counsel.
You kill. I know. I only point out that if we were so fortunate as
That
to
at a
actually
later
have
date, you do not sit around saying, I wish we had killed that mage like Bjorn said.
That's fair, as if we could.
And I wish he brought the Flammenwerfer.
Always. I agree with Bjorn. And this
Well-
is why. Because he does have assistance. He has friends in the college. He has a creature with him who he could call on at any point in time. There are too many variables, and we eliminate the variables. He himself, we do not know what he carries. We do not know what he has on him. And honestly, him dying in this space frees so many people. I would say it relieves the souls of all those people who have been threatened by him or who have been killed by him.
I'm speaking as someone who understands some of that, and all I'm saying to my team lead, to our team lead, Cornell, is that he reserved the judgment such that we're not simply absolutely knowing at the get-go that we shall kill him. And I think that he knows that, because he said if we can capture him, then we should make the attempt, even if it's only 6 seconds worth. But if you actually had him collared, if we had the opportunity, it does not mean that we must kill him, because imagine just for a moment, please, Bjorn, what difference it might make to Noct Richter if we understood things much more deeply, right?
I'm not sure that Noct Richter ends up with him if we take him, though, Robin.
Lead? They're pussies.
Yes,
No, I
that doesn't
seen
matter.
you.
But the reason we're out here is he's a war criminal. Lead handed Noct Richter this mission probably because Lead didn't think they were capable of doing it.
Exactly.
Which means we probably hand him right back over to Lead as soon as we recover him.
I guess I would only. Okay, I would agree with that, but that would be eventually in that circumstance. It would be after that Lady Bess, Commander Bess, I mean, has the opportunity to do something with him. It's not without some merit.
Have you ever tried to interrogate somebody?
We're better off recovering his research than talking to him, probably.
His research talks a whole lot louder. But I will say, anytime that
His research being the dog, which we want to kill, or what's inside the university that we can't
What's
go
inside
into?
the university, which we can get into if the hags give us a brief window to get in there.
Not only that, honestly, when he is no longer under their protection because he has died, they're free to let us in, and we can call on them as stewards of research instead. So he has something over somebody in there, and we're releasing them too for many of those obligations. Because I'm sure that some people do not like what he has brought into their midst.
Robin, why would you, of all people, want to spare the life of a war criminal?
Spare? Fuck that. No. If he is simply dead and you are not able to extract anything of value from that, Bjorn, you were with me. We were together. Looks over at Banny and Blanca. We were together and we had an opportunity which was dangerous with the artifact, the dragon. Fine. I surrendered that point.
I
Okay?
was not there for that.
I thought you were. Sorry. There was an artifact which was an opportunity, and I passed because that was the direction. And I'll pass on this one again too. But I see the direction, I feel the direction that everything is moving. And unless some extra risk is taken, I feel that doesn't really change. Nothing changes what the will of the king of Clovia wishes to happen again. And that's something that's more important than one man's temporary life, war criminal or not. It might be satisfying to personally end his life, but if it could offer another value higher, then I would sacrifice on behalf of my harrowed god and suffer for that privilege to make a difference that's greater than simply having the satisfaction.
Robin, that's a beautiful speech and a beautiful sentiment, but I think you're off on this one.
Yeah, I think this comes down to protection of our own lives. We must go get him. That is our mission. But we don't have to sacrifice our lives to take him. And if he's going
make it clear, make it clear. What I'm saying is make it clear. Mission lead Cornell. So we do not make an attempt to take him. We simply go for the kill. Vrai ou faux?
The best approach may be to try and get that necklace on him, that collar, because that keeps him from casting. If we can get that on him immediately, then we finish him off either way.
Okay.
My point on bringing this topic up is, if we do get the collar on him, do we kill him or do we capture him? And I think we're in agreement now that if we do get that collar on him, we kill him anyways.
And that is what I needed to know, because I am the one voice who is opposed to simply immediately killing him. But now I will follow your orders.
I mean, I wish it was realistic to try and capture him, but I'd like Bjorn. I think the risk is too great.
The fact that we couldn't keep the man silent, the fact that we would have to extract him even under the eyes of guards. Yes, we're on Icenian territory, but a Clovian
She could
native.
disguise him if he was completely removed of his magic. Points to Blanca. She could disguise who he looks like. It's fine. I give up the point. I'm not fighting. I'm not.
Would your
And she's
magic
like angry.
even
She's
work
agitated.
on
I
him?
mean, Robin is agitated. I am not fighting.
It's fine, Robin. You're fine. I think we're in agreement here.
Total. And she walks towards not to go out on the balcony, but looks out the window.
Benny, I fixed your gun.
Oh, thank you.
Did you put the suppressor back on it?
It's got
wasn't
3
true.
more.
Well,
No, 2 more shots. Maybe 1. Probably not.
One quiet shot might be a big deal.
But I have to pack it. So packing it, maybe if we go there and then put it on, there would be our 1. But the case that I have is a wooden case. It won't extend outside. It won't fit with the suppressor on it.
You could break the rifle down.
Not
It's
great
going to be
at that.
the snap ring here, the screw here at the end, and the stock will remove.
Okay, this case is like form fitted, but I mean, I could take the butt of I could slide it over and show
Well,
me.
wait, it'll remove the entire receiver that's connected to the barrel. So I push down the snap ring up front, slide that off over the front, take the front handrail off, grab a screwdriver, remove the probably 2 screws near the stock, and then the entire receiver lifts out of the stock.
So are you going to assemble this when I get back? Because I have no idea what you just did there. Which is really unfortunate because he should know his rifles.
I mean, you probably have never had a reason to take the metal out of the stock, but there's not much holding it in there.
Never seen a sniper rifle with training wheels on it.
All of them. I just rub oil over the top of them. Whenever I'm sitting there doing maintenance, I do a cleaning, rub oil on it, and make it look pretty.
Me too.
What's going on with this? It's just not working.
Wanka!
If it can fit inside the case without in a disassembled form, I will absolutely do that so that we can keep the silencer on it.
It probably won't fit in your case because it's a form-fitted case, but you might be able to fit it in a long bag now.
Yeah, my Henry, my Bighorn, is in a long case, so I'll swap it out.
Robin is going to look for a gun kit. Is there one visible, right? Because you got stuff out.
Yeah, I've got stuff out.
Okay. She starts working on her pistol and
Well,
cleaning
no.
it.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah.
Or make some suggestions?
Please.
I think that we, as individuals and as a group, have a tendency to get sidetracked. I think that as soon as our business is done, that we leave immediately to get home. That
We
do
need
not
to-
linger.
We need to recover the research.
Yeah,
That's is
after
important.
that,
Okay.
after we deal with the mage and the research, that we do not linger. And also, when we engage, once we commit, we cannot back down. We have to see it through. We will not get another chance once he has been alerted. And if that causes too much noise in the street or too much bloodshed, then so be it. But we cannot give him an inch where things are going to be very bad. He absolutely terrifies our mage, and I have the world of confidence in Blanca, but he scares her. And I have no faith in the Sea Witch or anything else that they allege to provide to us. I think the less contact we have with them, the better.
We are going to have to touch base with them, though, to get on the campus,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So that is my counsel. Follow through and leave immediately.
Cornell looks around the room to make sure everybody was listening to Bjorn's words.
Robin is cleaning her pistol. She seems focused on that task.
Cornell will call out to her then. Robin?
Hmm?
You on the same page?
I'm follow your orders. I'm fine. She's disassembled her pistol completely, and she's cleaning it and reassembling.
All right. Bunny, why don't you take Bjorn and start scouting around the apartment? Robin and I will go recover her belongings from the lockers. Blanca, we'll make sure we get yours too. Why don't you go with Bunny and Bjorn?
Okay.
We are scouting the address, yeah?
Scouting the address, the routes here and there.
You could take the
between there and the
motorcycle
campus.
if it was 2 people, but 3 people's fine.
Why don't we take a walk?
Cornell,
You
do
miss
you
so
want to
much
use the
when you drive
motorcycle?
It is across town. You okay with taking the bike, Robin?
Oh, sure. That's no problem. Sidecar.
Yeah. I
Appreciate it, Bunny.
throw the keys to Cornell. It's down in the basement. You can tell because it's the only motorcycle with a sidecar that looks like it has held a machine gun recently. And I tell you, if we can find that machine gun, it may be worth a little effort. Just
I think we left that machine gun in the streets, and the cops probably have it now.
so if we can find a machine gun,
With a mount that'll fit right in this groove.
and by the way, the case on the back also has rounds for days. It's ready to go. So if we could find a machine gun, we'd be fine. But anyway, enjoy the ride.
Appreciate it.
It's better than enjoy the go.
Benny, first a sniper rifle, then a machine gun. Are you trying to be a Viking?
Let's say you've rubbed off on me in a lot of different ways, but precise, small.
And there was no extra charge for that.
For me, there is. My soul hurts a little bit every single time.
Yes. No one gets out of this alive, so don't worry about it. Which may be the case with this mission.
My biggest problem is that I am going to be as far away as possible, and this is not what I like. If I'm going to be
far away.
If I'm going to be working from a rooftop, I'm going to be far.
You're better at a distance than you are up close.
Shut up. Just shut your whore mouth.
Just the way of things.
Shut your whole mouth. That was a great quote.
But I I want to be close because, so Cornell, I'm sorry. You act as me in this. I know you're going to be on the ground. Just keep people alive as much as you possibly can.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be less worried about the civilians in the nearby area than you will be.
Keep us alive.
There you go. I think I can agree to that.
If there's civilians on the street at any time that he's heading home, they kind of deserve it, considering it's probably going to be after dark.
It might not be. Might be early evening. Which is why, Bjorn's saying get there by 4, so we have plenty of time in case he does decide to have an early out today.
The Clovian and their breakfast, or lunch, or brunch, or 12sies, noonsies, 2sies. Anyway,
11sies.
11sies.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind looking out for civilians, my sister and her fiance hopefully should not be out at night, but je ne sais quoi.
When the shots go loud, everybody should run for cover. But the first shot's free.
Robin gives a dark chuckle and walks towards the door, waiting in her one piece for Cornell.
She abandoned the bathroom, or Blanca's out of the bathroom if you want to use the bathroom here.
My duffel bag is in the public locker located in number 3C. Because I didn't know we were staying overnight, I was ready to be able to move.
Mm.
That's where it is.
I wasn't, but okay.
Blanca brought a steamer trunk.
Like this.
And a bunch of porters.
We'll set out in our different directions then, I guess.
All right. Who are the groups so that I can keep track of you?
So Banny, Bjorn, and Blanca are off to check out the apartment and the route.
All right. And Cornell and Robin are going across town on the motorcycle?
Yep.
Okay.
When Cornell approaches, she extends her hand out. She's standing in a one piece. You're wearing the jacket. Or carrying said jacket that you're about to go riding across the town.
Here you go. He hands it to her.
Merci.
I thought you were asking for these keys. That wasn't going to happen.
Oh no, you should drive. That's fine. I'll keep my eyes open for you.
She likes the thrum of the motor.
Yes, she does.
And the smell of your jacket.
And the smell of his jacket.
Always the bad boys, I swear.
Cornell, Robin is like the open aperture has closed down to about this far. She is laser focused at this moment. You can feel it because you've been on the mission now. Emotions are just closed off, and she is simply accompanying you then to ride on the bike.
Okay.
Wordlessly.
Got it.
You two get down to the garage. You find the motorcycle and sidecar, fire it up. Any particular route across town?
We avoid the Ibis.
Okay. That's easily done.
Yeah.
There are two real main arteries that slice north and south through the town. Everything else kind of has divergent roads. So those are easiest access points, and they're far from the Ibis.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just headed in that general direction. I don't have an exact plan. Play it by ear. Once I feel like I'm far enough south, I'll hang east, headed towards that direction. If I need to adjust, I can.
You motor through. The shadows from the buildings on your right touch the bases of the buildings on your left. You ride in shadow as you move down the streets. There's a couple of stop signs here and there that you have to abide, and it's all of 5 minutes to get to the south edge of town. You get to the furthest port to the south. If I can bring that up here, Freebooter Port. The area where everything is stored is right here where the rampart broadens. So you can head down that route and step inside to the public enclosure.
Robin appreciates the jacket until we finally get out, and then she takes it off to hand it to him to act like we're going out on the beach walk. And she kept her eyes open to see how active the police / whatever unusual presence now around the area near the port.
Perception?
Ooh. 33.
33. The area of the public locker system looks like it has lots of sand and debris gathered up in there, probably from the normal passage of people coming and going. What looks a little odd is the number of booted tracks coming and going from this in the sand on the floor. Your heart rate kind of jumps a little bit, recognizing there's been some foot traffic in here.
Sure as fuck does.
You step inside. There's a combination of metal and wooden lockers. The wooden lockers look to be, the oldest versions of that. I'm sure her paranoia had her use the metal lockers for her kit and caboodle.
As if it could be lead. Is there any lead locker available?
What is the most upsetting to you as you walk into this space is that all of the doors are open on all of the lockers. And you see that there are some stacks there where people's stuff has been set out and laid on the ground. It looks like a fairly orderly fashion, but the metal lockers that your stuff was in are open.
She looks for her duffel bag. I mean, she's me like, oh, she is cursing in their head.
You have a letter and a number rattling in your head. You're looking at the position where the locker is. That locker is open and empty.
And the other ones have shit in them, but they're open?
All of them are open. Nothing has anything left in it. Some stuff is laid on the floor. You're frantically combing the floor for anything that resembles your stuff. You don't see any sign of anything that resembles your duffel bag.
I'm 7 years old, and all of my stuff that I brought with me to the orphanage has been pillaged from me by these horrible tall people who call themselves the Sisters. And I'm just looking frantically inside, and I'm just looking through everything to see if I find my bag.
Cornell, you see Robin is physically shaking. Her fists are balling and clenching in her hands, and she's on the verge of a panic attack.
She is looking through the bags, and she kicks one intermittently because it looks almost like, oh, you don't know why. She kicks one, keeps looking.
You start going through the stuff that's been left here, and you just know it's not here. And your instincts tell you who was here. The police.
She bashes her hand into the locker, into the nearest locker that's available. Fuck! She walks up to Cornell. Monsieur, we have a problem. I wanted to stop by the locker, but apparently my last light, as well as the armor, which is of originally the oafs, is now in the possession of the police because they probably detected magic.
It's possible. Or they could have just taken a fancy looking pistol. Not that they
Well,
know it's magic.
my bag is not here. My clothes are not here.
Right. Because it was all in the bag. They searched the bag and found a fancy looking pistol and didn't want to leave it here on the floor of the locker room.
I don't think that detecting magic is that difficult in this day and age. But yes. So how would you proceed?
Well, let's see if they have anybody stationed nearby. And go ask. We were out on the beach all day and we came back and your belongings were gone. But you have to be prepared to answer why you had a pistol. Are you prepared to do that?
Well, considering the fact that my passport is there, Robin Durand, and such, I suppose that I will have to reveal too much now.
Why?
If-
Why is that revealing too much?
Because the implication is that I do indeed own something which is a magical weapon.
They don't necessarily know it's magic. Like I said, they could have just searched your bag and found a pistol, and they don't want to leave that on the floor of the locker room with the rest of these bags.
Maybe it is an 886 with a fancy tassel. That's true.
It doesn't matter that it has a tassel or it's an 886. It's why would you leave a firearm on the ground like that?
Well, I didn't. I left it in my bag. But yes,
They're not going to leave a firearm on the ground. They
Fine.
are the police. They find a firearm in the locker. They don't toss it on the ground. They take it with them.
You're right. My paranoia is literally running rampant right now, Cornell. You don't know.
Oh, I think I have an idea.
I will entrust you with this. She reaches inside the one piece and hands you her pistol to put in, and she says, carry this inside.
All right. So do you have an answer for the police when they ask you why you had a pistol in your locker?
Of course, self-defense. I'm a woman, single.
Okay. Just be prepared to answer questions.
Fine.
Let's see if we can go find an officer stationed nearby that can direct us to where they took the items that they recovered from the locker room.
Right now, it would be good if you and I know each other, no?
We do know each other, Robin.
Yes.
You have to use your name to recover your passport.
No, I understand this. We know each other very well, and we're vacationing together, and we simply were enjoying the beach.
Yes.
Okay. And you know that I carry such on me because it is my birthright as a Clovian woman to defend herself.
I'm fine with that story. Yeah.
Okay. I could probably use your skills more than mine right now because I'm not at 100%.
I think I can cover for you till we get to the station and they start asking you questions. Just be aware of that.
That's fine. As long as we have the same story, that's fine. We came from Burgundia. We're enjoying a bit of a vacation.
So is our story exactly what our story is? If so, I think I follow.
Right, but there's no one else with us.
That's fine.
No Banny, no Bjorn, no Blanca.
Yeah. I take Robin by the arm and start walking her out of the locker room so that she is removed from her source of paranoia for a brief moment.
Okay. You guys move back out onto the streets. Benny,
When you do that, you sense, just literally you taking her arm, you literally sense her anxiety drop by 50%.
Good.
Benny, Bjorn, and Blanca. You leave the hotel. By what means and to what destination?
Let's walk to the apartment. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to take the Venetian Church Way across the top, and then we can double back and just kind of see what that whole process looks like? I would like to walk around the college once too.
Yeah, we take a stroll. Let's find the apartment.
Yeah, let's take the
Find
top
the
way.
entrances and exits from the college. Find a good ambush point.
Absolutely. Rue de la Vique. Top. That top, or not the very top, but the second from the top road. Let's take that. Yeah.
Right here?
Next one up. Rue
one.
de la Vique.
Okay. You exit out the back of the hotel. There's a covered wing for drive-up passengers to come and go from as you walk out. Streets are narrow, buildings are tall, light amount of foot traffic, cars parked pretty much everywhere, and bicycles in spots where there are no cars. You pass along a bunch of residential areas, high stone walls on the left, apartments to your right. As you make your way down that street, you pass by an open lot. It looks like it might have been an old parade ground. There's no sign out front, but you do see a steeple. You're not sure what church it is, but whatever church it is, it's not well announced. Just past that, you get to the corner of the Magic College.
I lean over to Blanca. Want to do your special thing? See how this place is protected?
Sure.
As long as it doesn't hurt you to do so, because this is a college after all. And there's two things that probably hurt you. The fact that it's a college and the fact that it's probably highly magicked.
Danny, I know you're under some stress, but let's stay professional.
We can always be professional and still joke. Am I joking? I was joking. I was joking if that didn't come through.
I'm sorry. My humor sensor is kind of damaged right now, so I just felt like you were picking on me.
What is going on with this team? You're all acting like virgins on prom night. I'm ready to stooge slap the bunch of you. Stay on mission.
We're on mission. We can have a moment and still be on mission. I've had plenty of moments in front of you, Bjorn.
She
It's
takes
like-
a moment. You notice that she's not gesturing, but you see her blush response.
Mhm.
You can tell she's casting. Yes, guards and wards, other measures, protections. Oh, sigils on the upper windows. Yeah, the students are prisoners as much as they are occupants.
How often do they have to refresh all this stuff?
It must be part of the routine. There's no parking around the college. There's no cars parked there. There's no room to park. What's interesting is there's a pinch point halfway along the length of the school where an old building of medieval construction bends out into the street, reducing it from a 2-lane road to a 1-lane road right at the midpoint of the college. Looks like it's an old mansion, no windows facing the street. Looks like they've either been bricked over or never had existed. Whatever building is there has got its back to the college with no visibility.
Okay, so that's the north side that we're looking at right now.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's not really visible here on the map, but I'll just do a little render right here. Come on, draw, Keith. The building kind of butts out into the street, and the lanes go from 2 down to 1 right here, and then it broadens back out afterwards.
Okay.
I don't see what you're drawing. Maybe I just can't see your mouse.
Can you pull it down a little bit?
Make it bigger.
Fighting with this stupid whiteboard.
Hit the. I think is it the arrow?
The arrow down.
This.
Yeah, that guy. Can you grab and pull?
See what? Well,
Oh, it won't go further.
no, I was fighting with that earlier. I'm like, why is this thing? Let me try something here.
Try zooming out just a little bit, then see if that helps. But yeah, that's a really crappy design if that's the case.
I'm gonna go to a fresh page and just drop in. Whoa, not all of them.
You mean the one with the arrow that says 900 yards or 900 feet?
That was so great. I think I'll go that way.
I love that Ken just was like, "Oh, it's right here," and the rest of us were like, "Oh, we're so dumb."
That's your uncanny ranger ability.
Yeah, I'm reading a map. Look, that says north. That says 900
There's
feet
this
back.
big arrow on the ground.
If I look back, I can squint and yep, it says 900 feet. Yep, I'm going that way.
Found your witness.
Yeah, why is it so stingy? Otherwise,
Stingy.
All right. I won't let it zoom in the way it did last time, and we'll.
it might. Yeah, that's much.
I can expand my screen
Right.
with the pinch.
Oh,
Are you using the pinch?
You
The
have
the
a
outer
touch
pinch.
a touch screen. You have a touch screen that you can do crazy.
I have a touch screen, but I spent 6 months not knowing I had a camera switch on the side.
We fell all 6 of those months too. It was.
Then you finally made your tech roll.
That's right.
Why is this map so much better?
Yeah, I demand to know too.
This is.
Quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rue de la Victorie.
We can actually
It was
read
Vic.
it. And
Yeah,
stuff.
The other one had too much JPEG.
It had a JPEG problem.
Yeah. No, this is like. I think that this was the one behind the screen. This was the.
Did
This
you
is
mean
the
Rue de la Victoire?
Victoire. Is Victoire. Big.
No.
Right here by the O and the I, this building juts into the street much further than the map actually shows here. And it narrows it from 2 lanes to 1 right there by the I.
And honestly, that is in line of sight of his apartment. Now,
Where is his apartment? Did I miss that part?
it's over. So there's that small block that he's hovering over right now. To the
Yeah.
right of that, and it's probably in that upper corner right there.
Okay.
That is
Is
very
it
likely.
the Jean de Oatmeal? No, Chantilly.
Chantilly. Chantilly. Yeah, oui. In the Rue de la Victoire or Victoire, which it's those.
You have to just try to throw up in your mouth every time you speak.
Oh,
Robin scowls at all of you. She just scowls at all of you.
So he has about a 3-block walk to reach his apartment at the minimum if he leaves from the corner of the university.
So one question about that one where it's a midway point with the black connector, is that a bridgeway or is that a bridgeway or and the tunnel goes through, or is that a actual?
It's full height.
It is full height. Okay.
It's full height, but on the back side of it, you've seen there's a walkway that crosses from the college to this building row over here. You're guessing that that's probably housing for faculty.
Yeah. In the more unprotected space. No, not prisoners, quote unquote.
Yeah, there's a little aerial walkway across here. It looks like it's centuries old, but it's well maintained.
Okay.
Keith, will you put your cursor back on the spot where we thought it was his apartment?
Yeah.
So if everybody looks to the 45-degree angle to the left of there, which would be like the northwest.
The
What
City
building
Hotel.
What building is that?
Up in here,
Yeah, that one.
That's
you've got a private. There's a manor house up in here that looks like it's part of a larger complex. I'll give you a little more detail here. You're going there on foot, right?
Yeah.
Let me get around.
And I'm also interested in that tiny little square standing there all by itself.
yeah. I couldn't imagine that being a very tall building, but if it is a short building, I still have line of sight.
It is
Yeah.
a short building, and it is an Icenian bar.
Hmm.
Um,
Right
St.
in there.
Patrick's,
1, 2, or 3 stories.
single story.
Single story. So you'd have a low angle of trajectory,
Mhm.
but a very commanding view of those streets.
Including
Yeah.
behind me. Yes.
Right.
It looks like they've got those window seat tables where the tables all sit in front of a window around the outside edge. You can look out at the street and people watch from the inside of St. Patrick's Bar.
We would pay for access to the rooftop. We'd set up
If
there.
you were on that rooftop, where are the doors to
His
the
apartment.
suspected apartment building?
So they're on this face on the Rue de la Victorie.
Okay.
There's this little box out here actually goes a little deeper in. There's a turret right here just below the Y that is like a story taller than the rest of the building. And you'd guess by the roof line, there's probably an interior courtyard here that's not shown on the map.
That is the place I originally wanted to line up because it does have the full line of sight on the top. It has a full line of sight down Chatillon.
Is the turret part of the city hotel?
No, the City Hotel actually faces out here towards the main street, and it kind of hooks here and goes out that direction.
Okay.
There's a private manor house here, and there's another private manor house right here. This facing wall that shows the street is an exterior 20-foot wall. Looks like there's a courtyard before the face of the building begins. These buildings probably share a roof. The City Hotel and this flat, whatever it is, are part of the same superstructure.
Benny, could you get up into that turret?
That's what I would think. If I can get on the roof, and I was planning on getting to the roof, but I didn't see the turret from the map. So
That hotel doesn't look like anybody's going to give you any problem.
no, I probably could pay my
Anyway.
way in and out, no problem.
Yeah. So if you were in the turret with your line of sight, then regardless of what street he approaches on, you will have him.
I will have line of sight, and I will be able to start doing whatever I need to.
Now, what if, as he's approaching the doors to his flat, what is your opinion? If he was suddenly struck by sniper fire, do you think his instinct would be to go to ground and to get inside? And if that were the case, if, say, Cornell and Blanca and myself were waiting for him in the lobby with Robin out on the street in case he went a different direction, then if you did not drop him with the sniper rifle and he did come inside, we could take him in the lobby. What do you think?
The variable is the creature.
Yeah.
It wasn't him who killed the witch. It was the creature that tore open a space and killed the witch. At least in the act. So
What about this? You open fire with your rifle on the mage. Robin is on the street. She targets the bulldog. And the three of us come bursting out of his apartment building to attack him from the rear. Cornell grabs him, and I slap on the collar, and Blanca does her nastiest to him, or to the dog.
Yeah.
And then how do we get away? We should be ready to go. Do we take him back into his apartment? I think that's dangerous.
No, the apartment, I'm sure that Blanca would agree with this, is going to be loaded with crazy stuff that he is probably already arranged.
Then how about a shitty room over at the City Hotel?
The City Hotel would be perfect. Oh, okay. Take him off the street, move into the City Hotel, pay for silence. It's that kind of place, it seems like. But also,
even if we're bringing in a corpse, if we have to feed him through a ground floor window, whatever we need to do.
Yeah. I mean, hanging out a rope and dragging a body up the side of the wall sounds just fine to me. Just fine.
Either way.
I don't necessarily...
Either our business is done on the roof or we have a ground floor. I like the idea of a ground floor room facing his door.
I don't...
And
do they have external rooms?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to check. But I agree with a lot of that. I think, and also just having everything centralized around the City Hotel, but I really do think that little square, this little pub over here, is a great place to move out from. And it's going to be nighttime. They're probably not going to be around. We say we're renting the place. We hand them a chunk of change, no questions asked. Might leave a little bit of a mess. But movement out of there, we don't know if he's going to leave at night or not. I'm just assuming it's going to be night.
And keep in mind, the sun goes down at 9.
Mm-hmm.
And if we do have to do this at night, then the variable of the evil spirit woman comes into play.
Yes.
Which may be unavoidable at this point.
Yeah. And honestly, so she wants to attack this necklace. We could use the necklace as bait in so many different ways. I could toss it from wherever my perch was down into the line of sight of this man, or at least within range of him, and have her freak out and attack him.
What if we tied it to the anti-magic collar?
Oh my god, that would be so messy. I mean,
I'm not worried about messy.
I'm not worried about messy either, in the sense of it's just going to be really gross. Whatever happens next is going to be. But who knows? Maybe the anti-magic collar would affect her too.
Possibly, but quite frankly, with as dangerous as he is, if we can get the witch phantom to do our business for us, all the better.
It becomes like a plausible deniability thing in that case too.
I'm going to talk to Cornell and see what he thinks about tying that to the necklace. And if we have a rough tactical idea, I see you on the turret. I see Cornell and I somewhere near the entrance or inside the lobby or somewhere on the street with the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
You fire the shot to to throw him off his game. Cornell grapples him. I snap on the necklace. Blanca is there with her spells to target whatever the biggest threat is, and Robin is there to engage the dog. Assuming things go as we wish, we get the mage, corpse or not, into the city hotel, and then figure out how we're going to get his research. That's as deep of the tactics as I can come up with. And
I love the idea of putting the collar on him with the necklace on it, attached to it, and then just waiting.
yeah,
as
if she comes, then let her have him.
Yeah, step back and let that happen. I think that's it. It fits a few things. We're not even looking at anybody else who could possibly be joining into this engagement. There are others who could actually lean in on this one, but I do agree with everything that you said so far. I think it's going to be a matter of very similar to what you guys did on the boat. Quick, in and out. Then we take the body with us.
Yeah, or just the head.
Or just the head. Or we leave it just like she would have just the hands. We could take the hands, but you can take the hands. You're sick. That's gross. I don't want it.
You're such a girly man.
Girly man. I hang hands on. No, sorry. I was just trying not to agree with you too hard.
Let's see what Cornell thinks about the idea. Let's see what Blanca thinks about the spell casting.
Yep, I agree on every.
We're going to run out of daylight. I think we should go back to our hotel and wait for the other two. See what he thinks, and move forward tonight if possible.
Well, we have to. He leaves every night, so let's see what happens. I really like that parapet. I am not the best climber at this point, but should
Yes,
be
I saw you on the other rooftop.
Just shut your mouth. I don't want to deal with it. At least climb down. At least I climbed down the ladder. Okay, I climbed.
Congratulations, you climbed the ladder.
Okay.
Cornell, you emerge on the street down here on the south end of town. You emerge here at the edge of the Corsair district. Where do you head?
We're looking to see if there's any policemen that have been stationed in the area looking over the docks or nearby to see if they left anybody behind, to just kind of keep a general eye on things. If not, we'll kind of just head towards the corner and then head up the street. Have we passed the police station that we're aware of in our
You've
travels?
not seen anything that resembles a police station anywhere in Old Town.
Okay. Are there any sign of police officers lingering?
There's a bit of foot traffic out here. It looks like things have returned to normal. The Rue d'Orléans is pretty wide open at this point. There's a number of cars parked along the battlement wall. Some foot traffic, some people pushing hand carts as they make their way through, but it's kind of a wide open lane. You don't see any official municipal people.
In that case,
You do see stairs up onto the battlements or the rampart
to look over. Robin does a gesture because we're both looking at the same thing.
It's worth a shot. We can check up there. If not, we'll pop into one of these shops and see if they can direct us to a police station. I'm sure the locals know where it is.
Might be across the harbor if this is. Yeah.
Well, let's head up to the battlements and then we'll go from there.
I stay attached to your arm.
The two of you crest the stairs, get onto the wide battlement area. It looks like this place probably used to have fortifications for cannon. It's a broad open space, and it gets wider as you get closer to that corner that overlooks the harbor. There are a few people up here, but it looks like they're just kind of doing the touristy pass of looking down and then moving on. Nobody seems to linger in the area. They're all passing through.
So are we. Except looking.
You get out to the point. Do you take a look at your work?
Yeah, what's left of that burning wreck?
We don't linger, but it's worth a quick glance. Oh my!
Yeah, I heard.
What
I heard
happened
there was
here?
there was something horrible.
There are a few people further to the north of you also taking in the view from up here. You see somebody with a camera doing the obligatory photo shoot. Some muttering going on of, oh, yes, there's a fire in the harbor. Yeah, how did that happen? You look down, you can see that there's looks like a larger ship over the wreckage. It looks like they're doing a retrieval. Because the boat split in half, they can't easily pull it up and out, but you see that there are a number of ropes and chains draped into the water as they work on recovery.
More deep.
All the parked cars that were out there, anything that was still mobile has been moved, and that whole area is cordoned off. You see that there were a couple of vehicles with smashed windshields that are still on site. Looks like there's 4 officers down there smoking and congregating on the hard dock.
What do you think, Robin? Do we go down there, or do we check with the local and find the station?
I bet you they probably have the closer ID with the investigation.
All right. Well, let's climb back down from there and go down to the dock.
You go through Bastion Port or Freebooter?
We're closer to Freebooter, right?
There's a set of stairs that drop you down towards Bastion. It's probably closer to go through Bastion Port.
Bastion, okay. Yeah, I'm just concerned because my clothes are there, my bag's been taken.
Okay. You guys make your way through. There's a little bit of foot traffic through there. Looks like there are people kind of getting ready for the dinner traffic. They're dressed to go out and dine. Nice hats, suits, ties, dresses, that kind of thing.
So the time has progressed to around...
Maybe around
5?
4.
4? Okay.
You guys move through the portal and outside. There's a lone tree between you and there. You quickly move past it, wait for a couple of cars to go by, and then cross over. Make your way down to the policeman.
Yes.
In my one piece, wearing simply his jacket. Looking distraught.
Hot.
Distraught hot.
The quorum of officers that are standing there are attentive enough to pick you up before you even cross the street. They don't make overt overtures, but you get kind of the head nod to alert the others of a view that they're missing, and they all kind of subtly rotate their huddle so that everybody gets a proper view without looking obvious. But you guys are trained on them enough to know this is machismo at its best.
Pardonnez-moi.
Looks like the senior member of their group angles himself to be closest to you for the approach.
Robin is attached to this burly Kurg man beside her who has sacrificed his apparent jacket to her and allows him to talk.
You move up to the quorum. As you draw closer, you see that they are armed with, looks like they've got truncheons on one hip. They carry 8.86s on the other. you notice that their nearby squad vehicle, they have shields laid up against the side with viewports on them. They're close by, but not in hand.
I should also remind Cornell doesn't actually know Clovian.
At all? Oh, that's right. Okay. That's true. That's true.
Sorry.
You are 100% correct. Yeah.
But he knows Allenberg, which we're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll greet them in Allemanberg, and if there is a questioning look, he'll try again in Latin, and then he'll shrug and motion to Robin.
I'm sure they could speak.
The group of them kind of squint a little bit, and they kind of roll their eyes. You know, you get that look of tourists, which is probably what you would want in this scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
Like not enemies, just total
Just
tourists.
as long as they do understand and can communicate in one of these other languages.
The one who's in charge looks to you and switches to Latin. He seems a little rusty in it. Probably took it in elementary school and hasn't really refreshed it since. But except with tourists, who that's the only language link.
So let's play it. What is it that you say first? You're trying Allenberg, then you switch to Latin, and then he
Good
does that.
afternoon. Good afternoon. Do you speak Allemanberg?
Excusez-moi. Pardon.
Latin? Do you?
Yes. You guys swap over to Latin. He seems a little rusty, and he fishes for words a little more often than he would like to in his position. But you see a couple of the compatriots with him struggling even with that.
No one can deceive nobody now.
How may I help you, Monsieur?
There seems to have been something happen in the locker rooms over by halfway between Bastion and Freebooter. My companion's belongings are missing.
She slips in Gallic before he can respond. Please, Monsieur, my bag, my clothes, gone. Where is it?
He looks deflated to a degree. You could not find the proper garb among the deposited items.
No, my bag is missing in Gallic.
Do you have your passport? What is your name?
Je suis Robin Durand, and my passport would be in the bag that was taken out of my accoutrement in the locker.
Any sensitive items or items of value were taken to the station for...
Oui. My mon père's firearm, it is, she points to his 886 with 6, and it also something special to him that he gave me as well, and my clothes.
He nods and smiles and turns back to Cornell. So her things will likely be at the station. If you would like to meet with the officer there, he fumbles through a little billfold and pulls out a card, hands you it. It says Major Adam Babine.
I flipped the card over briefly. Where's the station?
It is adjacent to the Bahnhof.
Have I seen the Bahnhof?
No, you guys came
Yeah,
in.
no, and the Bahnhof?
I've only been in town briefly.
While his three compatriots ogle Robin, he gestures back across the harbor. He's pointing towards those cargo ships. If you cross this point over here and continue on the main road to the other side of the harbor, you will come to the Bahnhof. There is a large port area there, and then the number of buildings on the south side of the road. You cannot miss the police station. It is facing the Bahnhof.
10 miles before the road dead ends. Take
So it
a
is-
left where the barn used to be.
So it's not in the city. It's outside the city.
It is all the city. It is not in Old Town.
Mm.
Monsieur, please. We are only visitors here. Can you or another officer help me and my friend?
You see one of the lieutenants standing next to him put 2 fingers in his mouth and whistle really loud. You see a cab stop.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Is that enough? Or do you prefer to ride in the squad car? And he, ching, ching.
No, that's not necessary. We appreciate your help. I hold up the card.
Monsieur, we're the one who've been robbed.
Dicks in any language.
You make your way over to the cab.
Yeah.
Imagining that Cornell is pulling Robin by the arm as she's saying, "But we've been robbed."
Yeah, they don't break line of sight until the door closes on the cab.
Cornell witnesses Robin speak foreign language in 3 words, which she doesn't recognize but can probably guess. Then she just sits there and we're in the car.
Mother, what? What is it?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the 3 words were either.
fucking bastard pricks. But again, it's lost to you with the Clovian.
Yeah. I'm sure that's universal.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
translates. Doesn't matter if you say it with a smile.
Cornell,
What can I take you?
is he speaking? What's he speaking in?
He's speaking in, or is it?
Nothing Cornell understands.
Cornish.
Latin?
He switches.
Ellenberg?
He switches to Latin. All right, mate. What gives? Where we going?
Back across police station. He holds up the card with the address.
Bahnhof.
He reaches over and looks at it, takes in the address, hands it back to you. He throws the flag up, and you see the little ticker start to count. And he drives along the battlement wall, headed north. You guys ride along the promenade, picket line of trees off to your left, parking lot to your right.
Is this on the map?
Yeah. So this right across here
Okay.
is the road. This is the parking lot. This is the road.
Okay.
You're driving up here. You pass the Grand Port. Make your way past Promenade Port, and then out here it turns and heads across a causeway.
Okay.
Robin's going to talk, of course, in Allenberg because our driver apparently doesn't speak it and just says, "It's going to be a bitch for the mission if we have lost a couple of items that we could use. Last light was not a small matter."
It's not the end of the world, though. We'll manage.
As you say.
You pass a couple of roundabouts. Eventually, you reach a bridge. Before you reach that, while you pass that second roundabout, off to your right is just a swarm of private yachts. Looks like they're all sailing vessels. Once you clear that area and cross the bridge, you enter into an industrial park, and you see that there are loads and loads of different stacks of lumber and bricks and building materials and crates lined up there. Lots of lorries gathered on either side, prepared to move things in directions, men on foot in uniform. It appears that the jobs in the dockyard are associated with certain color groupings. You see men in green and gray uniforms, men in gold and gray uniforms, men in black and gray uniforms. It seems like they all have some specific job that they perform, which is lost on you. But you pass another roundabout, large storage buildings to your left, more lorries parked off to your right. It seems to be a pretty major port, and this is all industrial traffic through here. You drive on for a bit, another roundabout at the end of that industrial park. It looks like it loops back around towards Old Town, and then there's a route south, or you can continue east. It's starting to get a little more civilized through here. Buildings look a little more normal, business park kind of stuff instead of industrial park. You hit another roundabout, and you're facing a large open park space. This broad lawn is probably a football field wide and a quarter-mile long. And there are roads on either side of it. And those roads are 4-story buildings of all similar design, white facades, black roofs. Halfway down on the right, as the cab driver makes his way through the roundabout, you see him pull off to the south side road and head towards a building with the police sigil out front. He pulls up out front. Is your final destination, or would you like me to wait?
Wait for us, please. Keep the meter running.
Yeah.
We'll be out shortly, I expect.
He smiles and leaves the lever up. He turns off the motor.
I offer him a cigarette as I get out. We'll be out shortly.
You move inside the building.
Yes.
The lobby is a bunch of benches that are divided from what looks like the business end of this building by a stone wall, glass separator, glass divider, and all the police and so forth sit on the back side. There are a number of people in the lobby. You look like there's a couple people here who are injured. Maybe one's bleeding. They're not getting much attention.
Is there an attendant at the counter?
You see that there's a desk with a single man in uniform, his hat on the desk next to him. There's a queue in front of you. Looks like 2 women and a man standing in line. The rest are seated around the waiting area.
2 men and women in a line. Okay.
I think we get to wait.
You overhear some of the conversation going on, and you're not the only ones here to recover your goods.
I imagine.
The lady at the front of the line is going to full Karen on the officer, and he's not having it. You can tell that he's handing paperwork across to her, and he just keeps, every time she keeps talking, he adds another one to the stack. She raises her voice, and he hands her a pen. And eventually, he starts looking past her to the woman behind her and just taps on the paperwork and won't address her directly until she's completed them. She's got a ream of 12 sheets of paper in front of her.
Robin leans in close to Cornell and says, "Herod God, I wish that we had Blanca with us to just charm her way past this."
It would be nice. You're not wrong.
It's about a half-hour wait to the front of the line. The lady in front of you learned from the Karen in front of her, but it's still slow processing. The guy behind her, again, puts in his requisition for stuff. He's actually greeted by an officer who comes out of the back room, shakes his hand, takes him to a smaller room off to the side. It looks like an interview area. Finally, you get to the front. The two of you.
Before we approach the desk, Robin, I know this is a big deal for you, but you have to keep your temper in check.
She's taking off her jacket, your jacket, and nods without a word and simply hands you the jacket.
You hear a chair scrape in the lobby behind you. Somebody's getting more comfortable.
Too comfortable.
The officer behind the counter looks exhausted. He's probably talked to everybody in this lobby times 3. He looks up at you with tired eyes. How may I be of assistance today, sir?
Pardonnez-moi. Is he going Gallic?
He's looking. He starts in Gallic towards Cornell. When you interrupt, he takes a deep breath, lets it out, and indulges.
She's going to be playing the opposite card of the Karen of the "Please save me, I'm a princess," and goes, "Pardonnez-moi, my romantic companion." Since he can't understand a damn thing she's saying, my romantic companion is not able to speak the language well. We were vacationing, and I'm afraid that my passport and my clothes are in my bag, which have been maybe possessed by the police here.
He,
And
for the first time in this conversation, moves from that ambivalent response that you've gotten for the last two people in front of you to a more curious and alert. He leans forward to the counter to verify your claim.
and she's leaning forward. Lean in.
He grabs a piece of paper from a stack next to him. What is your name? And you see him actually holding the pen.
Merci. I am Robin Durand. I'm from Genf, just near our embassy, and so stupid. We were simply out and walking, and now we come back, and everything is gone. I have nothing to wear.
I understand. You have been in town for how many days?
Oh, only 2?
2 days. Where are you staying?
We changed hotels. The first one wasn't suitable for my friend. I think we're at something. She looks back towards him. Where are we staying now? In Allenberg. Looks back at Cornell. Where are we staying? Is it Tulip or? She's letting him propose a cover or not.
Cornell doesn't know what you're telling him and just shrugs. He doesn't know what you're looking for. He doesn't know if you're looking for a fake. He doesn't know if you're looking for real.
She
Because he doesn't know
she
the
turns
story.
back. She turns back. He's rich but not too bright back in Gallic. I think that we're staying in the center of town, but I was foolish and I took our whole travel bag thinking we were going to change hotels again.
If you would like me to have the items in question returned, I will need an address.
In
You don't
Genf?
remember the name of your hotel?
Shit. So I mean Merde. I think it maybe a Golden Tulip.
Are you staying? Well, he jots it down on the form. He turns back behind him to talk to an officer who's already standing at his desk. He's on the phone, but he's looking through the front window while he talks to somebody at a distance. He's already paying attention to your conversation, though he's not engaged. They exchange a few words in Gallic. He's asking for the address of the Tulip. Yes, that's what I thought. He marks it down on the paper. Any particular items of note in the bag?
My father's pistol he gave me. It is Model 886.
He gets a description from you. You
Just
tell him
describe the
everything.
duffel bag, but certainly describe, my father's pistol and, items that are inside, which are feminine.
He spends a fair amount of time going line item by line item down the list till he's got it at the end. Then he lifts the paper up and turns it around to you and hands the pen. Please sign here.
Please, how long do we think it's going to be for my things?
We have a lot of items to sort through. I don't see this being resolved before noon tomorrow. He puts the paper on a stack next to him. You see it is a very thick stack.
Is there nothing that anyone can do? I mean, really, this is becoming evening?
Mm.
The tourist.
Do you have funds to get you through the evening? He looks towards Cornell. He switches to Latin. Are you capable of getting through till tomorrow before she retrieves her things?
Ooh, we don't want to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe for her. Is it not possible to get her belongings tonight?
He taps the tall paperwork next to him. Yeah, it's a lot of processing. It would be against protocol to skip the line, if you know what I mean.
I wouldn't want to put you in any sort of compromising position, but I do believe, Robin, did you have your pocketbook in there? No, it wasn't in there, was it?
My purse?
Yes, no, it wasn't in there. I'm quite sure we left the pocketbook somewhere else.
Mm. She just gives an assent. But looks like just like lost.
The guy on the
But
phone hangs up and walks over and stands behind the man, the clerk at the chair. He's got his arms folded. He's just watching. He's not engaged. Perhaps there is a way to expedite this. He leans over. No?
I think there may be. Like I said, I'm quite positive her pocketbook wasn't in the duffel bag.
And the description is on the report. The man behind him leans over and picks up the paper.
100%.
Back at the paper. There are a few documents I would need you to sign, sir. If the lady will come with me, he motions towards the side door.
Of course.
He puts up a sheet of paper. It looks like a standard report form. Lots of dumbass questions that don't really need answering. He hands
What's
you
your blood type?
the clerk at the counter hands you a pen while the man that was on the phone, probably a detective, motions you, Robin, towards the side door.
Go, being led.
Bjorn,